BJP's Bulldozer flattens Samajwadi cycle. Yogi in driver's seat, rivals all crushed. India's new #1 political metaphor. Bulldozer clears Yogi's victory path. Double engine plus single bulldozer is equal to history.
All right, viewers, warm welcome. Our rolling coverage. 5 states counting is on, and massive leads in 4 states for the BJP. There are emphatic wins, and then there are wins within wins. Breaking news coming in: Rajnath Singh's son Pankaj Singh has won with an astounding margin of 1,59,199 votes from Noida. This is the margin with which Pankaj Singh, he's the son of Defence Minister Rajnath Singh, he was contesting from Noida, and he has won with an astounding margin of 1,59,000 votes. There are wins and there are wins within wins, some which will go down in the annals of Assembly election history, and this is going to be one of those, with Pankaj Singh recording this massive landslide in terms of his own constituency of Noida. He's the son of Rajnath Singh. He was a candidate from Noida, and he has won with a margin convincing enough to record a historic win. Meanwhile, viewers, the latest trend suggests that BJP has managed to paint the state of Uttar Pradesh completely saffron. Even if we break it down region by region, from west all the way to the east, it is Yogi Adityanath all the way. These 3 pictures, the Prime Minister Modi there, the celebrate, and Yogi Adityanath. It's been an election which belongs to the both of them, fought under their leadership. The star campaigner for the BJP, the Prime Minister Narendra Modi, held many, many rallies there. Yogi Adityanath, this is the first election that happened under his chief ministership, under his banner, and he's converted it. Well, the Samajwadi Party has recorded its most impressive numbers, but nowhere close to even come close to the victory margin. 132 is right now in terms of seat share, where the Samajwadi Party stands on, the BJP at 266, the BSP at 1, the Congress right now at 2, and others at 2. The mammoth victory for Yogi Adityanath, in many regions called Maharajji, but very popularly called Bulldozer Baba, linking him to the law and order or the Suraksha angle, which was a huge poll issue this time around, a huge factor on which vote was given across the urban and the rural belts of Uttar Pradesh. Many districts perform the Bulldozer Puja today, which is understandable. They call him the Bulldozer Baba. It's linked, like I said, to the law and order situation, which they feel that since the coming of Yogi Adityanath has only become better in the state of Uttar Pradesh. Well, it's Yogi Adityanath who's triumphed against anti-incumbency. This is a vote for the incumbent, and clearly all the other issues of joblessness, unemployment, inflation have fallen flat in the rural belt. All the talk of stray cattle fallen flat in the wake of Yogi Adityanath's bulldozer. What you see right now are visuals coming in from outside the BJP headquarters. The BJP flag, the lotus fluttering. I want to cut across to Samarth, my colleague, who's joining us right now from the BJP headquarters in Lucknow. Samarth, 5:30 is when we expect Yogi Adityanath's victory march to take place in Lucknow. Give us the latest. We haven't seen him since the course of the morning. He's the man of the moment. When do we see him?
Obviously, I think Yogi Adityanath is the man of the moment, as we just said, Bulldozer Baba in the meme language, in the language which is commonly used on social media. But what is important that he will arrive at the BJP headquarters in some time, and he will also address the workers of the Saffron party. But as we discussed before, that this was the do-or situation for the Saffron party and its chief Akhilesh Yadav. So it's going to be evident like what next Akhilesh Yadav will do, because he put everything from his side, be it Vijay Yatras or anything else. But concretely, if you see that the number is standing somewhere around 130 to 140 from the numbers as they have got so far. So BJP is clearly leading. It's not just a tough competition even. BJP is getting a landslide victory from here if you see the numbers. And if in the next 2 hours numbers could change, hardly impact much, because in the current scenario, Yogi Adityanath is getting in from the government in the state of Uttar Pradesh. So the bulldozer formula or the ration formula or the law and order formula, all those features work in favor of BJP, and which were thus majorly the silent voter. And also the women voter played a crucial role for the Saffron party, as we just discussed to our panelists, because women voter was crucial. Though the women in Bukhas also came to cast vote, but the woman voter who received the ration, because it was the need of the state was dealing with the pandemic, COVID-19. But now the things have been settled, and Yogi Adityanath is going to strengthen the Uttar Pradesh, because Akhilesh Yadav also tried his best, though Mayawati was never in the scene when we saw during campaigning also, though Priyanka Gandhi came to light and he was also visible on the ground, but not that much what was the need. So it was a clear bipolar competition. But as we discussed, it thought to be a neck-to-neck competition, but what the numbers are coming, it seems to be a clear-cut victory for the Saffron party. This is what the BJP UP chief Swatantra Singh clearly said, that people have accepted the welfare schemes of Prime Minister Narendra Modi, and he is the face. We must admit that the magic of Prime Minister Narendra Modi is still alive. Though Yogi was also the face, this time BJP patted his back throughout, be it in the form of Bulldozer Baba, be it his actions against mafias including Mukhtar Ansari, Atiq Ahmed and various other names. So the law and order played a major crucial part for BJP. Number two, the ration scheme and various welfare schemes by Prime Minister Narendra Modi, be it the housing scheme, be it some other schemes, be it the Ujjwala Yojana. So these were the things inside the minds of voters which we got from the ground, and clearly BJP came victorious from the numbers what we have seen so far, Preeti.
All right, we're going to come right back to you. I can already hear a slew of firecrackers going off right behind my colleague Samarth. My other two colleagues also join me. Is Milan, who's joining us from Kadhal, Mainpuri, the strongholds of the Yadavs. This is where Akhilesh Yadav has fought his first assembly election from and convincingly won, but his party is nowhere close to that magic number. I want to go across to Milan, and then we'll cut across to Abhishek, who's joining us from Varanasi. But Milan, you know, yes, Akhilesh Yadav has won from Kadhal, but Samajwadi party has lost this election. What are the reactions you're picking up from Mainpuri?
Well, Preeti, let me just show you that when BJP is celebrating with crackers and a bulldozer in the Yadav bastion, what does it show? It shows that in this particular seat from Mainpuri Sadar, the BJP's candidate is leading, in fact, but the people in Mainpuri are celebrating BJP's victory at the moment because BJP is leading on many seats. The margin and gap is also such, Preeti, that you can't really say that this is not a sweep for the BJP in Uttar Pradesh. And you can look at the faces. These are all supporters of the BJP. I'd just like my camera person to show you this mini bulldozer. It's a toy. You know, they couldn't bring the real bulldozer up here, just like they did in Lucknow. But this mini bulldozer over here just talks about the fact that the government has been brought back by these people because they are looking for them. Certainly Akhilesh is going to win from the current seat because he's leading by a big margin against SP Singh Baghel. But the other two seats of Mainpuri, Bhogao as well as Sadar seat, is certainly going to the BJP because they are leading at this moment and a lot of rounds of counts have already happened. But when we do see that there are crackers being burst and that there are people who are chanting change that has come to the Yadav bastion once, which was known as the Yadav bastion, named for people. There are chants behind me and you'll also hear them. So it's quite evident the change that you're witnessing on the ground there.
Well, you know, Milan, you can't be further off from the truth that even in Mainpuri, if you see this strong surge of support right now from the BJP, that clearly means that the BJP has swept this election. What you saw, you know, that bulldozer, that plastic bulldozer, we've seen the real one with the BJP cadre on it, but most cadre, you know, we've seen them holding this little plastic bulldozer. You know, if Yogi Adityanath ever wants to fight an election of his own, this could be the symbol that he could pick, because it directly relates to none else but Bulldozer Baba, who is Yogi Adityanath. Stay on with me, Milan. I'm going to come right back to you. I want to cut across right now. I have with me Maushmi, who's joining us from Lucknow. But before I cut across to Lucknow, let's go to Varanasi, because, you know, if it is Yogi Adityanath's win, it's as much the Prime Minister Narendra Modi's win. He had the maximum number of rallies in Uttar Pradesh. Last 3 days camping from where Abhishek Mishra is joining us, Varanasi. He's the MP from that constituency, and he's made that visit count. That entire area, the entire district, the last phase swept by the BJP, Abhishek.
Well, absolutely, Preeti, and there will be no doubt for the fact that if Varanasi is able to sweep all the 8 seats, it's all the Modi magic once again in Uttar Pradesh Eastern Belt. But as of now, as per the update, Neelkant Tiwari is still trailing on his seat from the south Varanasi. He is marginally behind from the Samajwadi Party candidate. So one seat is going to trouble the BJP if the mandate doesn't come into their favor. But on the other 7 seats, all the BJP candidates are leading, be it Ravindra Jaiswal or Saurabh Srivastava and all those other candidates from Varanasi. It is very clear that
Abhishek, we've lost you. We've lost you there. You're going to come right back and connect with my colleague Abhishek. But let's now cut across to my colleague Maushmi, who's joining us from Lucknow. We are counting down to Yogi Adityanath speaking his victory march at the BJP headquarters at 5:30 p.m. Well, good news also coming in for his deputy. Keshav Prasad Maurya is now finally leading in his constituency. He was trailing so far and from quite a margin, but a very narrow lead that he's managed right now from Sirathu. Cutting across to Maushmi. Maushmi, where are you? Give us a sense. And all right, okay, we're good. All right, let's cut across to Maushmi. Maushmi, where are you? Over to you.
Of the situation here at the BJP headquarters in Lucknow. This is where the entire news is being watched, and India Today Aaj Tak being watched at the BJP office. Even as I talk, you can hear the song, the singing and the celebration that's happening. This is the Badhai Geet that is being sung, and you can see that this is the State Minister Sonam Kinnar, who was actually inducted in the Yogi cabinet, and here celebration of swords breaking out. Preeti, we showed you the Mahila Brigade, the Youth Brigade, and now you can see that how expressions, joy and triumph is unfolding. These scenes absolutely symbolic of the thumping victory that the BJP has scored. And here you can see that this celebration has been going on forever. We'll ask Sonam ji that Sonam ji, क्या वजह थी कि इतनी जबरदस्त जीत मिली है और कब तक चलेगा जश्न?
Only for the peoples, everybody, the UP state, so like only for the Mr. Yogi Adityanath, the Chief Minister. So I'm a crowd feel and everybody, people, the UP state and congratulations.
गुड्डन जी, what do you think? Do you think कि सबका साथ सबका विकास जैसे चल रहा है वो वाकई में जमीन पर लोगों को नजर आया?
जी बिल्कुल, हम लोग प्रचार करने गए तो हमने घर घर देखा, हर घर, चाहे वो हिंदू हो चाहे मुस्लिम हो कोई भी हो, सभी धर्म के लोग बिल्कुल तन मन धन से एकजुट होकर के वोट दिया है और मेरे बीजेपी को सक्षम बनाया और किन्नर समाज ने और बढ़ चढ़ के हिस्सा लिया है और हम लोग आगे भी यही 2027 में भी बाबा को लेके आएंगे।
5 लाख ट्रांसजेंडर कम्युनिटी, सो एवरीबडी पीपुल ट्रांसजेंडर, सो ओनली फॉर द वोटिंग भारतीय जनता पार्टी।
So the transgender community is backing the BJP and the Modi Yogi combined. Let's get the celebrations on, Sonam ji. So here you can see. Continue till Holi, and after that, since the BJP workers are absolutely triumphant about their victory. Over to you.
Well, Maushmi, we're going to keep coming back to you. Maushmi is going to shift from there and go to the BJP headquarters. 5:30 is when we are going to hear in from Yogi Adityanath. Till now, nothing. We don't know where he is. Of course, we know where he is, which is Lucknow, but he hasn't come out publicly, not made a statement. It's going to be a big shindig at 5:30 where he's going to come out, speak to his cadres. This is an election which he's led from the front. Whichever way you look at it, he's swept the state of Uttar Pradesh. I want to cut across once again to my colleague Milan Sharma, who's joining us from Kadhal, Mainpuri. It's a Yadav stronghold, but it's booming lotus this afternoon. Milan, the last time we cut across to you, celebrations by the Bharatiya Janata Party. Give us a sense how many seats in Mainpuri are actually going the BJP way.
Well, out of the 4 seats in Mainpuri, 2 are looking strong for BJP at the moment. Where I am is Mainpuri's Sadar seat, and what we are watching is the VIP seat, that's the Karal seat. But there is Bugao and Kisni seats as well. So Kisni and Bugao. Bugao has a tough contest. It's possible that BJP is leading there, and Karal, you know that Akhilesh Yadav is leading by a huge margin, about 42,000 votes from SPS Baghel. But here in Mainpuri, as you said, lotus seems to be blooming because people over here have been speaking in saffron throughout the day today, because this seat that happened to be a Yadav stronghold initially, the Sadar seat, is now looking at the BJP candidate trailing forward. And although we are witnessing these celebrations on the road outside, I would also like to maybe speak to 1 or 2 people if I am able to. आप बताइए, भगवा रंग आज मैनपुरी में दिख रहा है, ये पहले यादवों का गढ़ हुआ करता था, क्या हुआ?
यादवों का कोई गढ़ नहीं था, वो तो गुंडागर्दी से सीट निकालते थे।
क्या आप इस बात को मानते हैं कि आज ये यादवों का गढ़ है या नहीं है? Okay, Preeti, the crowd here very enthusiastic, all drowning in celebrations for the Bharatiya Janata Party, certainly because the way the exit polls had predicted, and that is the exact poll that India Today as well as Aaj Tak showed, but certainly BJP coming to power with a certain margin is giving hope to the people over here as well, and which is why enthusiastic crowds have lined up right outside Samajwadi Party campaign, the Samajwadi Party place right now. Although Akhilesh may be leading from Karhal, but it's not a victory for the party, and that will be something that people will have to figure out for a long time, and what Samajwadi Party can do finally to bring back that power and bastion that they had at least in the Yadav belt.
All right, Milan, we're going to come right back to you. You know, Milan has gotten herself caught in a surge of saffron, and it's happening where is the traditional Gad of Yadavs or the belt of Yadav's Mainpuri. It's called the Karam Bhumi of Mulayam Singh. This is where Akhilesh Yadav is fighting his assembly election for the first time. He's winning all right, but not all seats in Mainpuri are going the Samajwadi Party way. I want to cut across back to Maushmi because there are fine prints to this election result, Maushmi, and if one looks at it, the farm anger, we've stressed on Western UP. We've seen how the BJP clearly has the support, not maybe entirely, but has enough Jat support to be very comfortable in the West. But let's talk about Lakhimpur Kheri. All the 8 seats in Lakhimpur Kheri seem to be going the BJP way. Maushmi, can you hear me? All right, no, we can't hear Maushmi. Maushmi's drowned in the din of celebrations in Lucknow. What we can also expect now, it will only reach a crescendo. As the evening goes on, it will only reach a crescendo. But let's talk a little bit about the BJP, which appeared on course to retain power in Uttar Pradesh, with our exit poll trends showing a clear massive sweep for the BJP. Well, right now, it is a clear mandate for the BJP as well in the state of Uttar Pradesh, standing at 265 with the Samajwadi Party, the principal challenger. It's a bipolar election at just 133. So let's take a look now on how Yogi Adityanath managed this mammoth feat to register this landslide victory.
The monk who stormed back to power, bucking a 35-year trend in UP that has never permitted a successive victory. Saffron-clad and super confident through his campaign, Yogi Adityanath today has rung the biggest political bell of 2022. Branded a Hindutva icon, an image he invoked frequently through the campaign.
जनता जनार्दन के आशीर्वाद से डबल इंजन की सरकार फिर से आएगी। 80 बनाम 20 की तरफ चुनाव जा चुका है।
Even that comment, which had inflamed, appears to have come somewhat true, with votes pouring in from across barriers. The victory today is testament to the far more solid work he was actually standing on. By recasting himself as the law and order headmaster of Uttar Pradesh with visible results on the ground, Yogi made deep inroads into the minds and hearts of a vote bank that so many have ignored: women. He gamely broke the famous Noida jinx, which dictates defeat for anyone who campaigns in this Delhi suburb, and carefully crafted a campaign that rode on a pro-incumbency wave. Fighting the very real issue of unemployment, the bottom line is, Brand Yogi was able to persuade UP's electorate that not only was he worth voting back to power, but that nobody else deserved that chance. The double-engine metaphor that projected Yogi as an extension of the enormously popular Prime Minister helped amplify welfare work done to fever pitch.
जिस यूपी की छवि इन लोगों ने ऐसी बना दी थी कि हाँ, कुछ बदल नहीं सकता, उस यूपी में योगी जी की सरकार ने कानून व्यवस्था को सुधार कर दिखाया है.
With money in accounts, toilets in houses and safer towns and villages to live in, the unstoppable power of Ration Shasan was too much for the BJP's rivals to surmount. Let's make no mistake, Yogi's victory immediately makes him a first among equals in the BJP's pantheon of chief ministers, and solidifies the wishful thinking among millions of BJP supporters that he now stands as next in line to the main engine Modi. Handpicked as a surprise choice to be CM 5 years ago, the phenomena of Yogi Adityanath is fully visible today. Bureau Report, India Today.
All right, viewers, this is big news break that is coming in. The Uttarakhand Chief Minister Pushkar Dhami has lost his Khatima seat. Dhami was sworn in as the 10th Chief Minister of Uttarakhand after the resignation of Tirath Singh Rawat on July the 3rd, 2021. At 45, he had become the youngest Chief Minister of Uttarakhand, but now he has lost his seat of Khatima with a margin of 6,951 votes. What does this mean for Pushkar Dhami? Will he get to be the next CM? Because if the CM has lost his own seat, what will happen in the state of Uttarakhand? That's the big question. We're going to go into a quick break, but lots of upsets, even though BJP poised for a very, very comfortable win in Uttarakhand. The Chief Minister, incumbent Pushkar Dhami, has lost his own seat with a margin of 6,951 votes. With that, I'm going to go into a quick break. To stay with us. Our rolling coverage on election results continues on the other side.